For the last 12 months, they've traveled from arena to arena, earning a little here and a little there, cutting their way to Amarillo, Texas. Now the top 50 money earners have been cut down to 15. Will Bob's Hickory Rio and Boyd Rice continue their success after a heartbreaking start to the competition? When the dust settles, only one will be called world champion. We'll find out who that is next. The temperature's a little chilly outside, but the action about to heat up inside. Welcome to AQHA's Best of the West coverage of the 2005 National Cutting Horse Association World Finals. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Metters. With me, Phil Rapp, one of the NCHA's very best. In fact, Phil number 2 on the all-time NCHA money list. 2 divisions in Amarillo, the Open and the non-pro. We're going to focus on the Open. What is an Open competitor?
An Open competitor is a professional that makes their living training these cutting horses. It's their job to go out there and show these horses to the best of their ability. They're paid to do this. They live with these horses. They train these horses. They know these horses inside and out, and you're going to be able to watch the best of the best tonight.
Of course, we're into 2006, but this is for the 2005 World Championship. To explain that, here's Jennifer Reynolds.
The title of 2005 NCHA World Champion goes to the horse that's earned the most money during the course of the past year. Bob's Hickory Rio has already earned more than $8,600 here in the preliminary goes of this competition. He's ridden by professional rider Boyd Rice. Now, all of that is at least some comfort to the family of owner James Kenny. He's a legendary horseman who passed away at the age of 91 just a few days before this competition began. So a good performance here would certainly be meaningful to the family.
First exhibitor will be Seth Kirshner. He's riding Style and Barbie, and actually, when it comes to the Open competition here in the NCHA World Finals, it's the horse that is declared world champion. And Phil, being first, is that a curse or a blessing?
Many times it's a curse. You'll see the cattle are very unpredictable when you're early in. They're sometimes not settled in. They're not used to the horse actually going in there and making the fast moves that a horse has to make to challenge the cow and keep the cow from returning back to the herd. Let's see what Seth does. Looks like he's got a black cow he's picked out, and see how he starts his run.
And that first cow really so important, isn't it, to set the tone for your 2.5 minutes?
That's right. You're always setting the table for what happens. He had a little miss right there. See how this cow's giving him a little challenge. A lot of times you see early in a bunch, the cattle won't challenge the horse as they will later on in the bunch. They still want to run around to the arena and check things out.
One of the arts of cutting really isn't what happens in the arena. It's happening while they settle the herd as you guys sit up there and make notes and name these cows and try to get a game plan. And that's, it's just kind of a mystery, and you don't really know how the cow is going to unfold until you drop your hand and you commit.
Exactly right. It's a great unknown. You'll see a cow that behaves great, and she'll go out there and either stand still or maybe run right over the top of you. Another cow that maybe was a little frightened at first, acted a little ill-tempered, go out there and be the best cow cut in that herd.
Seth going a little deeper into the herd this time, actually going to pick a cow right off the back fence.
Right. He brought this red baldy off the back fence, put himself in a credit-earning position right there. That's a high degree of difficulty cut. A good little red baldy. Let's see if it gives him a challenge. Little red baldy starting out well. Now it's starting to work the turnback guys a little bit. And this happens so many times when you're early in the bunch. It's hard to get a cow that'll stay in the middle of the pen and challenge the horse. You know, this cow's running from side to side. There's an old saying in cutting, all the gold is found in the middle of the pen.
And if you're Seth, you're just kind of waiting for an opportunity to get off, and that's what he does right there.
Right.
But not a whole lot of challenge there from the second cow. And
no.
You can see the clock's ticking, 20 seconds. Going to just try to peel one off here and finish working.
That's what Seth's doing right now. Is when you're first, everything's theoretically fresh. He went in there and found this black cow. This is the best cow that he's cut right here. Trying to finish his run up, 6-7 seconds. Don't make any major mistakes.
So Seth finishes working. Not a lot to show for his effort, though. 2:06 is the score. And now, Phil, let's talk about the rules of the game.
You've got 2.5 minutes to go in there and basically cut 2 or 3 cows out. There's penalties for reining your horse, and you don't want to have a major penalty like losing a cow.
And that takes us right into Rio CD and Lawson Hadlock.
Rio CD is a good horse here. He's shown well all week. Lawson's a good cowboy from the Utah area. Always a formidable competitor. He'll come back in here. He'll have something picked out, as you talked about watching the cattle. We spend many hours watching these cows while they're being settled to see which one's going to be the best cow, and so we can identify them late in the bunch as well. Awesome.
And from a judge's standpoint, you know, once the horse crosses the timeline, you're actually judging the horse from that point on.
Exactly.
Kind of his temperament, how well he works in the herd, and how well he responds to the rider.
Exactly. You always want to see a willing horse. You want to see a horse that uses their ears, like this horse here. And you also want to see a pretty horse and a pretty moving horse. It's something with some eye appeal.
And we talked about the first cow setting the tone, and Lawson, I don't think he would trade this cow for any others.
No, this is an awful good cow. You can see that cow challenged the horse. Not too difficult, but yet it let the horse expose itself in its high points.
Good start for Lawson Hadlock as he digs back into the herd looking for cow number 2.
And you'll see these two people on the corners. They're called herd holders, and those herd holders are there to keep the herd in check, and they're also there to kind of help the rider identify the certain cow that they are looking for. My herd holders are usually sitting there helping me identify the cow so that we know when we go in there which 3 or 4 cows that we're going to try to shoot for and cut.
So with the herd holders and the turnback men, it almost makes it a team event.
It is. This is the only team sport in the world where your fellow competitors are out there helping you beat them. Everything else is kind of a sport where it's one-on-one. This is one-on-one, but you've got to have 4 helpers with you.
And Lawson again doing a good job of keeping this cow right in the middle.
This little black line-faced cow is really giving him a good challenge, staying in the middle of the pen right there. Lawson's horse is working good. He's going to get a good score out of this.
So 2 very good cows for Lawson Hadlock, and now he just wants to put the icing on the cake, so to speak. And
made a good chip again on another black white-faced cow, and he's finishing up 8 seconds. Good challenge. Horse has got a good eye appeal. There you're finishing up. This ought to be a good score, I think.
Lawson Hadlock doing what he needs to do, and it is a great score. One more look kind of at some of the best action that he had in this run.
You see how bright this horse is. This horse is trying to anticipate that cow's move, but yet he's trying to tell that cow, hey, you're not going to go past me. He's going to open the door up a little bit and close it real quick.
That second cow, one of the keys to Lawson Hadlock's run on Rio CD, and the judges, well, they took note and scored him very well as Lawson Hadlock takes the lead, 220 early on. Can they catch him in Amarillo, Texas? More from the NCHA World Finals when we come back.